Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. Coming up right here, Drew McIntyre kicks off Raw. What does Drew McIntyre have in store for the Red brand? Drew has a lot to say tonight here on Raw. And he'll kick off on the Red brand coming up. Also, too, we continue with the triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And to tell you, Alba Phi and a mystery opponent, we found out it was Io Sky. They're going to be the Women's Intercontinental title tournament, the final round event for the crown of the Intercontinental Champion. We'll get to it coming up. Seth Rollins also in the house. Seth Rollins set to discuss CM Punk and why he dislikes CM Punk so much. We'll talk about that. Plus, two, Miz forced to go one-on-one with Dexter Lumis. Miz been in a wedge war between the Five Testament and the Wise Six. We'll talk about that. And two, Chad Gable takes on Kira Desaro coming up. We get the Raw Ring Report started with Drew McIntyre right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Stevie Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation. Use the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Man, oh man, what a Pro Wrestling Show we have for you coming up. So let's not waste no time. Let's get everything started here on the Pro Wrestling Show right now. All right. Let's see right quick. We get the colors seen first. There you go, red. Yeah. All right. Let's get the Raw Ring Report right here, right now started. We kick things off here on Raw with Drew McIntyre. There's a lot to say, and Drew does not hold back one bit. Here's what Drew McIntyre pointed out tonight, that he is sick and tired of everyone. He's sick and tired of Roman Reigns, CM Punk, making up and stuff. He said that CM Punk and Roman Reigns are just doing that because they're the true villains of WWE, that he's not the true villain, and he'll prove it one way or another. He had his feud with CM Punk. That did lead to a Hell in a Cell match, but Drew McIntyre is saying that he's sick and tired of all the BS. It kind of makes you wonder that Drew McIntyre is saying that Seth Rollins, that he might have to team up with Seth Rollins. They got this thing for CM Punk and Roman. This might be the new faction that we might be hearing coming up. But we could see that being a possibility down the road and see how that's going to go. But Drew McIntyre said he's sick and tired of all this stuff and what's going on. Well, Sami Zayn came out there to try to shut up Drew. Drew wasn't having it. Drew tried to get the upper hand, get the upper advantage until Jey Uso returned. Jey Uso saying that he's gonna battle for his friend. Jey Uso doing what he needs to do to keep something going. So Jey Uso saving Sami Zayn from a beatdown from Drew. But later on tonight, the main event will be Drew McIntyre taking on Sami Zayn later on in the show. Well, we get to this right here. Otis is sick and tired of American Alpha. I think they're going with that program. Otis and Chad Gable. They're gonna finally get it going on sometime next week. So we'll see that match coming up as well, sooner rather than later. Otis want to get his hand, but Tiro Kazara lost his match tonight. Tiro didn't wager one bit, so we find we might get Otis versus Chad Gable down the road, 1-on-1. Well, we get to this. Seth Rollins did a sit-down interview with Jackie Redmond to talk about why he dislikes why he dislikes CM Punk. He said it all started at Survivor Series when CM Punk and Roman Reigns teamed up. You got to blame Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman was the one that set that deal up, saying that CM Punk was doing the favor for Heyman, and he didn't like that one bit, and saying that he wanted to slam and turn the TV off, or slam his remote. Well, Seth Rollins, we get that opportunity in 2 weeks. He goes against CM Punk on Raw on their Netflix premiere. So he'll have the opportunity to do what he needs to do next week. Don't forget that next week's Raw will be, and I hate to say it, will be the last Raw on USA Network. So Raw will finish off on USA Network. Almost near a 20-year odyssey come to an end. That speaking of years, can we be seeing Dominic Mysterio have a change of heart? Dominic Mysterio said that he don't like when the New Day did the Big E. He said that was dirty. The New Day said they didn't care, and the New Day showing a new attitude and stuff of what they doing and stuff. New Day saying, "Hey, we want to show you why we don't care, and we don't." Even to the New Day, even trying to harass the commentators, Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett, even call out Wade Barrett saying that he's just like Big E. He needs to go back out there and wrestle again, scrap up his boots. You can tell Wade Barrett looked like he was offended, and Wade Barrett looked like he wanted to come out there. And Kofi Kingston even brought up that he brought his mom there, and his mom did the ultimate thing. She didn't want nothing to do with her son Kofi. In the Boston crowd, the crowd cheered the mom. The mom got the biggest reception ever. She didn't like her son Kofi treating what was going down. And Kofi Kingston really played by his mom. Mom did not like that one bit doing Big E like that. Even getting some sound advice from Diamond Rey Mysterio, and that the New Day need to really act up and not try to do what they need to do for their own safety. And they didn't really like that one bit. They was kind of saying that, hey, you kind of don't get the picture. You disrespected Big E. What you think is going to happen? I'm surprised that Dominic and Rey Mysterio don't like each other. They've been on the same side of the beat, but they can agree on this that it was wrong for the New Day to kind of put Big E under the bus like that. But we'll see. This might be a storyline for Big E might come back and get back in the ring down the road. Who knows? Probably Royal Rumble. Who knows? What could be it? Well, we saw Damian Priest. Damian Priest was in action against Dominic, and Damian Priest won his match against Dominic in a street fight. Damian Priest saw that JD Madonna was acting like Santa Claus and beat up JD and won the match. But he got help from the War Raiders. The War Raiders helping out JD Madonna. Um, um, Damian Priest out. Damian Priest getting a little help from the new tag team champions, the War Raiders, leaving out the New Day. The New Day really didn't know what to expect. And I think New Day gonna really gonna have to band together. No, not band together, but I mean Judgment Day. Gonna have to. Carlito's on the ring. Finn Balor was trying to do what he needed to do, and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were nowhere to be found. So we know that next week there will be a match on the final Raw on USA right here. It will happen. The Judgment Day taking on um what's what's his name? The Royal Raiders, the new tag team champions, and Damian Priest. They will all go down. Finn Balor, JD Madonna, and and Dominic Mysterio next week in the huge 6-man tag team match. You'll see that coming up. Well, but this would happen right here, the Judgment Day, being all dismantled in the rain together. What happened with that? So hey, we'll get to see that next week. Well, it looked like the Wide Six may have to wait down the road. Dexter Lumis was in action against Miz. Miz won tonight over Dexter Lumis, but the war is not far from over. As you can tell right here, Miz gonna have to really bring his A game next time against Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis look like he wants to get some revenge. The Wide Six look like they're gonna get some revenge on the Final Testament someone down the road. So who knows? But speaking of that, General Manager Adam Pierce talked to the Peer Fusion Collective, or I call them better known as the Lesbians, to talk about them interrupting matches, saying they do that, they're going to be suspended. Peer Fusion Collective might want to go SmackDown. You never know. Speaking of that, the Peer Fusion Collective, none of the members may not get a shot at the Intercontinental Championship on the side. This is deep. Yeah, we got to do it. So, she'll meet Dakota Kai next week. Live by Carrier will meet Io Sky, and I think the finals will take place on that Raw on Netflix to crown a new Women's Intercontinental Champion. So we'll see who's going to be the new Women's Intercontinental Champion down the road. So might go down to Live by Carrier and Zoe Stark. So I'll be shocked if a Damage Control sister does it. Sister versus sister. That could be the possibility. This is the bracket right here that you see. The Dakota Kai versus Zoe starts next week. Live by Carrier versus Io Sky next week. So we getting a preview of what could be down, the possibilities and stuff coming ahead. So Io Sky was the one, the mystery person who won. Tag, we thought she was gonna be the front runner, but that's not gonna be the case. Io Sky could be the front runner, become the new women's Intercontinental champion. So who knows? Also, too, right here, we're getting new clues about this star, and we kind of know who this star is. We're giving believe that it could be Penta. Penta may be heading to WWE and could be heading to the Raw Netflix premiere. If Penta head on the Raw Netflix, then you know it's going to be a banger. Penta and stuff. So hey, it could be the truth. Well, we told you earlier in the show, Drew McIntyre looked like he got fended off by Jey USO and Sami Zayn when he went against Jay tonight. Finn Balor, not Finn Balor, but Drew McIntyre looked like he was gonna do what he needed to do. And Drew McIntyre, one thing about Drew McIntyre, he does not forget about nothing and nobody. That's one thing about Drew. Drew is good at that. Laying folks out and making an example out of them, doing what he needs to do. Uh, One thing about Drew, that's what Drew McIntyre did. Drew McIntyre pinned Sami Zayn tonight, getting the win over Sami again in their rematch from Saturday night's main event a couple of weeks ago. Drew McIntyre did do so. But the Bloodline came out there to attack Sammy and Jay and leave on pressure. I don't know why the Bloodline doing what they're doing. We know that Drew got issue with Roman and the whole OG Bloodline after what they did to him, screwed him. And now Solo has issue, and Solo wants to make it seem like he wants to do what he need to do. But Jacob Fatu, a savage in the making. I think that's what Jacob Fatu does. He's a savage. As you can see right here. Um, this is not it. This is it right here. The Bloodline making an example out of Jay and Sammy, doing what they did to them, leaving that example as well. So Sammy looked like Solo getting the upper hand on his older brother Jay and friend Sami Zayn, as Tamatonga and Jacob Fatu get the advantage with Solo to do what they need to do. So that could be the possibility hanging out as well. So we're gonna that's gonna end the Raw Ring report. Let's move over to wrestling hot topics. Speaking of the Bloodline, that teammate Survivor Series, Bronson Reed, sent out saying that 2024 was a phenomenal year for him, which it was. He stepped up. He said, "Stellar year for me in WWE. I broke hearts, rings, bones, cars, walls, and humans. I promise you, this is nothing compared to what I bring when I'm back from my injury. I'm going, I'm going to be a wow. But don't forget who the F I am. Great way of death, known as the Tasami is rising. Bronson Reed, he really did have a great year. He had that injury at Survivor Series when he tried to Tasami, you know who, Roman, but he broke his ankle. So Bronson Reed got healed and more good speed to Bronson Reed. Who knows? He'll come back. I think he'll be back a champion. Who knows? Uh, we'll see as well. Also, too, Nature Boy Ric Flair appeared on Blessed Open podcast saying that he's awaiting his return to his daughter Charlotte. We haven't seen Charlotte since last year around this time. She was injured and she took a whole year off. So Charlotte coming back to the forefront, and Ric Flair saying he's trying to get answers and questions from his ex-wife to know what's going on with Charlotte. After Charlotte said she ain't gonna be telling her dad everything, you know, keep it a secret with her dad. But that's the dynamic with Nature Boy Ric Flair and Charlotte. Ric Flair believes that Charlotte could surpass him as a 17-time world champion. She will, and that in marriages as well. So who knows with Charlotte? I expect Charlotte to return back at Royal Rumble. She'll go from there on the road to WrestleMania. So also, too, speaking of legends in WCW, but like Ric Flair, Dustin Runnels revealed that he has re-signed with AEW. So Dustin Runnels staying with AEW, not moving to WWE. So Dustin Runnels, a great coach for AEW, as he does what he does, and get a great relationship with Tony. I don't know what's going on with Tony and Cody. Who knows? We'll never know down the road since Cody signed an NDA. So. All right, we know next week will be the final Raw on USA. And this is the matches right here. Huge six-man tag team match as Damian Priest and the War Raiders take on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, JD Madonna, and Dominic Mysterio next week. So we're looking forward to seeing that. Also, too, we're looking forward to seeing the two matches for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Dakota Kai versus Zoe Stars, Live Akira versus Io Sky. Who's going to move on? And I think they'll move on to the Netflix premiere, The Crown, a new Women's Intercontinental Champion as well. Let's see. So we're going to leave you. We're going to leave you with this. The Bloodline, the new Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tamatonga laying out Jey USO main event and Sami Zayn out of their misery. What's this going to be in store for next? We'll see as SmackDown for this week. Thanks for watching this edition of Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you tomorrow on the Christmas Eve edition of the Pro Wrestling Show for the NXT Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dixon. So long. We'll see you tomorrow. See you later.